sports. Please join me in welcoming a hometown hero in RMC, Perdita Felician.
Thank you, everybody. Hello, hello. I can't be the only person who's absolutely thrilled to be here tonight. Full disclosure, I'm a member of the Ability Center. And for me, it's amazing to see the space transform this way. Anybody else a member? Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see it like this, right? Pretty cool. I think we're all here because we're excited and we're proud as people from Durham region to be hosting these games. You know, I know all too well about our sport culture, how great it is, you know, our spirit of inclusivity and accessibility, and of course a building like this one, how remarkable is it? Really speaks to that, and we're gonna see that all on display over these next couple of days. We're gonna set the tone because I really like to set the tone for the evening, and I think this next group is going to bring the energy to this room. They're from right here in Whitby. Please help me welcome Cheer Strong. Another huge round of applause for that. That's pretty impressive, right, guys? Thank you. Are you guys signing up 38-year-olds? Does that look pretty impressive? Pretty impressive. Tonight is really about welcoming and celebrating our athletes. Around 500 of them from 11 sports all across our province. And I think it's time to meet them. And we have a treat for you guys. The Highland Creek Pipe Band is going to be leading the athlete procession. I'm pretty excited about that. And so I'm going to ask if you're able to please stand. And we're going to clap as the band gets in here with these athletes. and just really try and up our energy factor and let the athletes know how much we appreciate them. So Highland, whenever you guys are ready, let's go. the athletes from Para-Alpine. Welcome. Into the auditorium, athletes competing in Para-Nordic. Slowly making their way into the auditorium, athletes competing in sitting volleyball. I think I see a few of them getting high fives from Patchy. It's pretty cool. So far, 5 more to go. Again, more than 500 athletes from across this great province of ours will be competing over the next few days. To the athletes so far. Let's show them how much we appreciate them. Do I spy sledge hockey? I think I might. I believe those are the athletes from sledge hockey now entering the auditorium. Welcome. Welcome, sledge hockey athletes. way, athletes competing in visually impaired curling. Welcome. Only 3 more sports to go. Let's wait for each group of athletes to get settled, find their seats. 3 more to go. There we go. Athletes competing in wheelchair basketball are now entering the auditorium. Let's give it up for them. Welcome. A lot of love for wheelchair basketball, that's right. The athletes competing in wheelchair curling are making their entrance. Sports have arrived now. 1 more to go. Certainly not least, let's give it up and keep the energy up for wheelchair rugby. Welcome to you athletes, welcome. We'll just wait a few moments for everybody to find their seat, get comfortable. So please bear with us. A lot of love for wheelchair rugby. Welcome. Talk about making an entrance. Well worth the wait. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As our athletes are taking their seats, one more round of applause for them. They are truly, truly the stars of the show, and they are the guests of honor here these next few days. So we appreciate you, and as an athlete who knows a thing or two about having to compete the next day, we will get you out of here on time. Okay, we will get you out of here on time. Sadly, this is where we have to say goodbye to the Highland Creek Pipe Band. You guys are absolutely fantastic. Another round of applause for them. But you are going to play us out. Am I right or am I right? All right, let's get on with it. Thank you, gentlemen. And practice it takes to be able to do what they do. Well, now that the stars of the show are here, I think we can start the official part of our program. On behalf of everyone here tonight, myself, the organizing committee, frankly, everyone in Durham Region, thank you for being here tonight. We have a really exciting program planned for you. My name is Perdita Felician, and I'm proud actually, to be your MC tonight. I'm a stone's throw away from here. Pickering, Ontario is my hometown, and it's so great to be back in my neck of the woods. Thank you. To start off the evening, we will pay homage to our wonderful nation. We have a very talented singer from right here in Ajax who will be doing that. Annette George will be singing our national anthem. I will ask you to rise where you are, please. And I will ask her to come up.
Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you, Annette. Thank you. I'll ask you to please stand. Annette's going to sing Hallelujah for us. To please sit, pardon me. I don't know if you're field stand if you want. Thank you.
I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do you? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. Then she tied you to her kitchen chair. She broke your throne, she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah. Well, maybe there's a God above, but all I've ever learned from love was how to shoot someone who'd have drew ya. And it's not a cry that you hear at night. It's not someone who's seen the light. It's a cold and a broken hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank you.
Thank you, Annette. Thank you. Beautiful voice. It is now my pleasure to introduce Kim Whitby here with us this evening on behalf of Mississaugas of Scugog Island First Nation. Kim is an Anishinaabe Ojibwe grandmother from Shawanaga First Nation Reserve. Kim carries the spirit name head or leader of the Fireflower in his Turtle clan. Our Games co-chair, Don Terry, will make a traditional tobacco offering to Kim and ask her to honor us with a smudging ceremony. We'll ask Don and Kim to please come forward. A hand of applause for our auxiliary officers. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Kim, my friend, would you please do us the honor of sharing a smudging ceremony with us?
I will indeed.
Thank you.
Ask everyone to please stand. You can. Thank you.
I'm a little short for this podium. Anin bojo, sego, tanse, kwe, segoli, bonjour, and greetings, everybody. Mijike and Odem, Shkodenigan, Wawaskonen and Dijnika, Shawanaga and Dunji, Newmarket and Dunjaba, Anishinaabe, Kwe, Ojibwe and Dao. I bring you greetings in the languages, the many languages that have been spoken on these lands for time immemorial. I have been given tobacco, as is our traditional protocol, and asked to provide a smudging ceremony and a traditional land acknowledgement on this day for this most exciting event. I want to thank my friend Dawn for taking such care and time to make sure that I get that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to light sage, ceremonial sage, not the kind you stuff in your turkeys. And the sage helps us to connect body, mind, and spirit to be the best that we can possibly be and enjoy this to the best of our abilities. I'm looking forward to witnessing some of the very exciting sports that will be taking place. I'm going to smudge the 4 cardinal directions: east, west, south, and north. I don't know which direction you've come from, but whatever direction you've come from, it's my hope that you arrived whole and complete and you leave in the same manner. The prayers that go along with the smudging ceremony will be offered in the song that I'll sing afterwards, but I want to teach you a way to participate, and it's called a buffalo yell. So if you're enjoying yourself, and if you're appreciating the ceremony and the song, at the end of it, I want you to be able to make a sound. You can clap if you want, but in our way, we do what's called a buffalo yell. And I want to kind of equate it to the challenge of being the roar at these events. And this is what a buffalo yell sounds like. Ah, yes, good. So I have my smudge bowl here. I'm going to light it up. Just give me a moment. And I'm going to stand here in the center, and I'm going to begin in the 4 cardinal directions. My thoughts when I'm offering this is that we come together in a good way, that we be the best that we can be, that we're present at all of our events to the best of our abilities, and that we stand up and support each other as much as we can. I also want to acknowledge the traditional and treaty lands of the great Mississauga Nation, whose territory this is. Without them, I wouldn't be here, so I give them greetings and thanks. In the spirit of togetherness, please enjoy this song. It's filled with prayers, and if I've forgotten to say anything you wanted to hear on this day, please take this moment and think it, feel it, or perhaps speak it out loud. The song is called the Unity Song.
Have a great games, everybody. Wedge.
Meg Witch Kim, another round of applause. Thank you for honoring us with such a special moment. To our athletes, we have some dignitaries here. I like to call them VIPs to your VVIP. And they're here for the sole purpose of sending their greetings to you and wishing you well before you embark on your competitions. It is my pleasure to start with the Honorable Elizabeth Dowdeswell, who was appointed Ontario's 29th Lieutenant Governor after a very distinguished public service career. As Lieutenant Governor, her mandate focuses on Ontario in the world and sustainability, which includes its three interrelated components: environmental stewardship, inclusive economic prosperity and innovation, as well as social and cultural inclusion. Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, please join me in welcoming the Honourable Elizabeth Dowdeswell, Lieutenant Governor of Ontario.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Minister Cho, Mr. Henry, Ms. Wheatley, distinguished guests, athletes, coaches, proud family members, friends, volunteers, mes chers amis, good evening, bonsoir, and bonjour. Thank you to Ms. Wheatley, Councillor Coons, and Councillor Colwell from the Mississaugas of the Scugog First Nation for welcoming us and for helping to begin this evening's ceremony, sending us into these games in such a positive manner. And thank you so much for inviting me to be with you to help open the Ontario Parasport Games. It's always such a thrill to see the athletes entering the field house, and certainly in this wonderful facility. Many of you are going to be participating in outdoor competitions, and I know that the will and dedication of athletes is going to be very obvious as some of you battle some extreme elements. All of your hard work, training, and focus will be on display here in front of spectators, family, friends, and supporters. So I have just a few words for the athletes. This is an evening ceremony in celebration of you. Whether you win or whether you lose, I'm sure that the stories we hear tonight and over the course of this weekend will be told for years to come. This is an evening of making memories. As your Lieutenant Governor, I've time and again witnessed this fundamentally communal nature of sport. Because every time I meet athletes, they regularly tell me that they didn't take on this journey by themselves. They've been sustained by committed family members who cheer them on, loving friends and supportive neighbors who wake up early to drive them to practice, and coaches who refuse to give up on them. And that is the real magic of sport, and of these games in particular. Executive Director of Parasport Ontario, Jeff Thiessen, appropriately reminds us that there is a sport or active living opportunity for everybody. And these games surely exemplify sporting values like inclusion, teamwork, and generosity. They are about coming together. And isn't that really what we want in all of our communities in this province? Durham Region's dedicated collaboration with others to make accessibility a priority in this community and to make these games a reality is one of our province's real success stories. You're a part of a growing legacy of inclusivity in sport in Ontario. I certainly think back to the Invictus Games, the Pan Am and the Parapan Am Games in 2015, the Ontario 55+ Games in 2010, and even the Ontario Summer Games in 2000, and everywhere I get to see Patchy. The success of such worthwhile events is due in no small part to a legion of volunteers and supporters, to whom I say, I hope you share in this evening's success. Congratulations to all of you. And I recognize the many friends and family members who are here as well. Thank you for the daily encouragement. Now, I know how anxious you all are for the games to begin, And so to the athletes, have a wonderful time here at the Games. May you do the best you can do. May you gain new friendships and memories to last a lifetime. And most of all, have a lot of fun. Thank you. Merci. Miigwech.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. I think something you said really resonated with me. For every athlete that will be performing and has been out on the playing field, there is a legion of family members and neighbors and friends who have allowed you to get to the field of play, and I think sometimes they're not acknowledged. So for all of them, this is as much their games as it is yours. And so a round of applause for all of them. I would now like to invite the Minister for Seniors and Accessibility up to the stage. Let's please welcome the Honourable Raymond Cho.
Thank you, Honourable Elizabeth Dustwell, Lieutenant Governor of Ontario, for the wonderful speech. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the exciting opening ceremony of the Parasport Games. I'd like to take a moment to bring greetings on behalf of Premier Doug Ford, Minister Tibolo were unfortunately unable to attend. I would also like to recognize a number of my colleagues who are here in the crowd tonight. Pardon me. Actually, Minister Rod Phillips and Minister Peter Bethlen Falvey, they were here earlier, but they had to attend another event, so they left a little earlier. If you're still here, please wave your hand and be recognized. MPP Lone Cole, my good friend, my best friend, MPP Lone Cole, MPP Lindsay Park, MPP Jennifer French, and former Minister Tracy McCharles, and Alfred Spencer, Director, Ministry for Seniors and Accessibility. They're all here. Thank you for coming. Although Premier Ford couldn't be here, he did send a video for us to watch, so you can hear in his own words, the importance he places on events like this. You'll see the video.
Friends, on behalf of our government, I would like to congratulate the athletes and the Games Organizing Committee on the opening of the Durham Region 2019 Ontario Parasport Games. All of you have done an incredible job celebrating all abilities in sport, promoting public awareness, and showcasing Ontario as a leader in parasport. Over the next few days, we'll celebrate your passion, commitment, and perseverance as athletes, as families, as Ontarians. I wish everyone participating all the success. You continue to be an inspiration to all Ontarians. And please don't forget to use hashtag #ParaAmazing and tweet your support.
Thank you, Premier Ford. I'm so happy to be here, surrounded by the wonderful people that make the Parasport Games possible. Sponsors, partners, fans, especially dedicated volunteers, and we saw the bagpipers, the dedicated community volunteers from around Durham that have planned such an incredible showcase of skills, and of course, our athletes. Who work and train so hard in their chosen sports. Since 1975, the Parasport Games have given athletes with disabilities in Ontario the opportunity to compete and show the world their skill. But it has also opened the doors across Ontario for communities to make their sports and recreation facilities barrier-free, like this one here. For the public to learn about parasports and to encourage people with disabilities to take up a sport, and for everyone across the province to become educated, to see people with disabilities excelling in all areas of life, including sports. We have to work together to help everyone in this province know what you and I already do, that when we all play, we all win. All of us have some degree of disabilities, but you know, when we overcome our disability, we become people of abilities. I thank you for joining us today and lending your support, and good luck to the athletes. Finally, I'd like to present the Parasports co-chairs, Don Terry and Amy Eham, with these official greetings from Premier Doug Ford and myself. And thank you very much. And Mr. Don Terry and Amy Eham, could you come to the stage?
Many thanks, Minister Cho. I would now like to introduce our Games host, Durham Regional Chair and CEO, John Henry. Please help me welcome him.
So good evening. Who's excited? Oh no, who's really excited? So good evening, and on behalf of Durham Region, I want to welcome you to our community and to this wonderful facility. The moment we have all been waiting for and preparing for is finally here. Welcome to the Durham Region 2019 Ontario Parasport Games. Your Honor, there are a couple people in the crowd I'd also like to introduce, and we have MP Selena Cesar-Chavan is here. We have Dr. Colin Carey from Oshawa, MP is here. And from the town of Whitby, we have His Worship Don Mitchell. And Councillor Rhonda Mulcahy. From the town of Ajax, we have Marilyn Crawford and Joanne Dyes. And from Pickering, we have Mayor Dave Ryan. We are so delighted to greet this group of outstanding athletes, along with coaches, support workers, families, and friends. Give them all a big round of applause. For the Durham Games Organizing Committee, this represents nearly 3 years of preparation, moving from the dream to the reality of hosting more than 500 participants. We are fortunate to be led by a very expensive team supported by an exceptional group of more than 200 volunteers. You can see them in the crowd. They've got blue sweatshirts on, green sweatshirts on. Give them a round of applause. It was amazing. At our 100-day countdown, we had almost 500 people come out and meet the athletes in Patchy and try some parasports. Then there were the knitters. The knitters turned out 400 toques for the athletes in record time, and then asked if they could do more. So they knitted another 250 toques for the coaches, the guides, the managers in different colors. But the knitters couldn't be stopped, and so now you can purchase a Made in Durham Passport Games toque to help cover the cost for our athletes here tonight. To cheer the athletes on, we have over 60 teams that have signed up to be the roar in the stands and send letters of encouragement to the athletes and participants. I believe this wave enthusiasm begins with 3 key organizations in Durham: Windreach Farm, Grandview Children's Center, and the Ability Center. Their expertise, an example of helping us to be more accessible and inclusive community. As a member of the Durham Region Police Services Board, I want to recognize Chief Paul Martin and Deputy Chief Todd Rolander, who's here this evening with us. His support for these games, along with our Police Services Board, the Police Association, and the Durham Regional Police Appreciation Dinner and Awards Night, has been significant. Durham continues to strive for great access and inclusion as given in our society. Training programs developed and delivered for our volunteers at these games will be passed on to the next hosts. New parasport teams have been formed in Durham, and after these games, parasport programs will be introduced at local schools. And that's the vital legacy, passing the joy of the parasports to the next generation of our children. It all begins with the opportunity to play. Behind every athlete is the story of a kid who learned to play. Someone who took the time with that young person to encourage them and taught them. Family, friends, teachers, coaches have helped them along the way, so thank you. Durham Region shares your pride in this wonderful group of athletes, and we are excited to host them and know they will inspire and amaze us over the next few days. To these athletes, we wish you the best performance, the greatest teamwork, the thrill of competition, and most fun ever. We look forward to cheering you on when we are all at play. We all win. Tonight, I'd like to thank our CAO of the region of Durham, Elaine Baxter-Trahere, and all of the regional staff that are here tonight. Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy the games.
Chair Henry, I really like your style. I like your style. It's a man who's energetic and passionate about what he does. Okay, let's keep that energy going. Let's do that. And I think the performance by this next group will absolutely do that. Here's a bit of background. Music industry insiders have called young singer-songwriter and guitarist Quinn Mills the real deal. And get this, and I didn't believe it at first when I read it, but 2 years ago, an ad in Kijiji led to the forming of their band, Quinn Mills and the Common Era. So that's pretty neat, right? You can get more than just used furniture off of Kijiji. Who knew? The band also features drummer Chris Bice and bassist Julian Guzman from right here in Whitby. They've played more than 150 shows, including the legendary Horseshoe Tavern, and right now they are hard at work on their second studio album. Ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a treat. Please help me welcome to the stage Quinn Mills and the Common Era. Now, I'm told that the guys need a little bit of time to warm up, so I'm going to sing for you. Kidding, that was a joke. That was a really bad joke. Not going to sing. So bear with them a few moments, but you're in for a treat, I promise.
Ontario, let me hear you make some noise! Oh, we're the rock band for tonight. This song we're gonna play is called All Right.
Someone let the door open again. Who's dead on the scene and make some enemies, my friend. There's only so much to do with you. So take a look into the mirror and choose. I can feel things changing and my heart is racing, alright. Oh, I can't take it, I've been here waiting all night. And I feel alright. And I feel alright, 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 alright. Are we setting out to come upon top? No matter what you do, I won't be stopped. I really want to take this home tonight. I've been feeling so good inside. There's only so much to do with you. I can feel things changing and my heart is racing, alright. Oh, I can't take it, I've been here waiting all night. And I feel alright. I feel alright, 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 alright. I can feel things changing and my heart's racing, alright. Oh, I can't take it, I've been here waiting all night. And I feel alright. Ontario, let me hear you sing it! And I feel alright. And I feel alright. And I feel alright, 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 alright. alright. And I feel alright. I feel alright. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're Quimos in the Commoner. Thank you so much for having us.
I was just posting my own ad on Kijiji. So if you guys have the app, look for I'm going to start my own band. But something tells me I won't be as talented as those guys. Another round of applause for Quinn Mills in the Common Era. Fantastic. We can all appreciate that a game of this magnitude does not happen by itself. And for it to get off the ground, you need to have great leadership. Well, these games definitely have that. Emmy, Ahim, and Don Terry, who are working tirelessly and are absolutely volunteering their time and their commitment to make sure these games are a success. I was talking to Don earlier, and he was telling me about the knitting frenzy with the toques that are happening, how they've encouraged local businesses and churches to really adopt the teams and go out and cheer them on. And these are things that are innovative. These are things that are thinking ahead. And I'm so, so proud of the games and the impact and the legacy that it's really going to have on us as a community. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Games co-chairs Emmy Ahim and Don Terry.
Hi, Don. Hello, Don.
Hello, Emmy.
Well, thank you very much, Praditha. That's a great introduction. First of all, we are committed to keeping our speech tonight very brief. So, I must say, standing before you this evening and seeing how excited the athletes are and the guests, I'm just speechless. I'm filled with joy because I know you guys are going to have a amazing weekend. It's going to be fun. Now, starting from the very beginning when the concept of bidding for the games was first brought up, I think Don Terry will speak to that a little bit more. But one of the things that I wanted to touch on is, I know most of you remember our past regional chair, Roger Anderson. When the concept was brought and Roger was asked about supporting the game, he, without hesitation, dove in and said, "This is awesome." And those of you who were here the day that we won the bid and it was announced can tell how excited he was. Sadly, he passed away, and we truly appreciate all that he did for the region. And thank you. But I also want to thank Don, because Don was the one that approached me to co-chair this game with him, and with the support of the event, the games manager, Lori Tallon. You heard from her earlier. Great job, Lori. One of the big things for me from this game, it's one of the legacies that this game will bring for all of us. in the partnership that we have built with Their Opportunity. Their Opportunity is a community volunteer and fundraising group that raises money to support children, youths in our community who otherwise could not afford to play sports. They support them by helping to pay for their sports and the equipment, and also teaching these young people how to pay it forward by doing community work to pay back the opportunity that they have. So I hope that legacy will continue to grow with Their Opportunity. Thank you. Thank you. I also want to take a moment to thank our amazing volunteers. There's no way this would have been possible without the fantastic support we've had from our community members from every walk of life that have given up so many days and nights and evenings and mornings and the weekends to make this happen for you athletes. So I'm very excited and thankful to all their support. I also want to thank a couple of our community leaders who, when they were called upon about the game, to support the game, again, without hesitation, they threw their support right behind the game. One, it's my police services board, and you heard from our regional chair, who is also a member of our board. They overwhelmingly supported this. And also, an organization that we call them PEDAMBE, the Police Dinner and Awards Appreciation Night Awards Committee, that also came forward, and again, huge supporters of the champions of the game. So to these two organizations, which are they're very close and personal for me, I thank you. Okay? So athletes, this weekend is your weekend. You are the star. And I was so happy today when we dropped the puck for the first game. It was exciting, and it was great to see the sledge hockey athletes perform, and the rink was packed. So great job. So let's go out there this weekend and have a fantastic time and make new friends. And I hope this sport continues to grow. It's very dear to my heart. Don Terry.
Wow, you guys are here. You're really here. We've been thinking about you. We've been planning for you to come for almost 3 years. And it's a little surreal to look out and see that you're all here. And you're a good-looking group, I gotta say. We're really looking forward to seeing you participate. But I want to give a shout out to my community because I'm so incredibly proud of the people of Durham Region. At every turn, when we asked for help, they stepped up in droves. We asked them to knit toques. They kept coming, asking us if they could knit more toques. We asked them to sponsor the games. Just about everybody that we asked stepped up and has sponsored the games with joy. We asked for volunteers. We had to shut our volunteer portal down because we had so many volunteers. So, athletes, you're going to have a fantastic weekend. I just want you to know that when you see all the spectators that are at your games, when you see people walking around with red toques on or volunteer t-shirts, these are people who celebrate inclusion, and they're so happy to have you here. We want you to have a great weekend. We want you to come back and visit us here in Durham again. So have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you again to our Games co-chairs, our Games champion sponsors, and more than 40 sponsors that have helped make these games possible. So we're winding down, and I made the promise that I would get you guys back home on time so you can start fresh tomorrow. This part of the program, though, in my opinion, is one of the most, if not the most important of the evening, is the athlete's oath. And I can tell you, after more than a decade of representing Canada on the world stage, my best advice to you athletes is to always put your integrity first. Win, lose, or draw, it really doesn't matter. You're representing yourselves, your hometowns, your communities, your families, and at the end of the day, that is what will stand. Now, I'll ask each one of you to listen very carefully to the oath, and to abide by it as you compete. Make that promise to yourselves, make that promise to the athletes that you're competing against. So I'll ask Xander Hartley, a five-a-side soccer player from Oshawa, to read the athlete's oath in English, and Charlie Perron, a wheelchair basketball player from Gatineau, to read in French.
In the name of all competitors, I promise we shall take part in the 2019 Durham Region Parasport Games, respecting and abiding by the rules which govern them, committing ourselves to a sport without doping and without drugs, in the spirit of true sportsmanship, for the glory of the sport and the honor of our teams. And let's go, Team North!
Is there a handheld mic? Someone's running to get you one.
Au nom de tous les concurrents, je promets que nous prendrons part à ces Jeux Parasport de l'Ontario en respectant et en suivant les règles qui les régissent, en nous engageant pour un sport sans dopage et sans drogue, dans un esprit de sportivité, pour la gloire du sport et l'honneur de nos équipes.
Thank you to Xander and Charlie. Officials, you're on the hot seat now. So I'm going to ask you the same thing, to please listen carefully and make the pledge to abide by the official's oath over these next few days. I'm going to ask Isabelle Lantin of Basha to read the oath in both French and English.
In the name of all the judges and officials, I promise that we will officiate in these Durham Region 2019 Parasports Games with complete impartiality, respecting and abiding by the rules which govern them in the true spirit of sportsmanship. Au nom de tous les juges et officiels, je promets d'agir dans le cadre des Jeux Parasport de l'Ontario 2019 de la région de Durham en toute impartialité et de respecter et de me conformer aux règlements qui sont régis par un véritable esprit sportif.
Thank you, Isabel. Another round of applause for the oaths. They mean a lot. I'm going to ask Emmy Ahim to come back up and acknowledge some game sponsors.
Well, these games will not happen without the sponsors, and avoid the businesses and community organizations did they ever step up to support this game. And really, in support of the athletes who are competing here this weekend. We've asked our game champions to represent all of our sponsors by sharing welcome messages tonight. Our first speaker represents the Durham Regional Police Appreciation Dinner and Awards Night, and they are our presenting sponsors for this evening. Please welcome Mr. Mo Pringle.
What an incredibly amazing audience and an incredibly amazing facility. What do you think of the Ability Center, folks? I'm going to take a moment and tell you a little bit about how this came to be. This was the vision of some local leaders who took it from a vision to where it is today. Internationally renowned center of excellence. And some of those leaders from our community were the late Honorable Jim Flaherty, the Honorable Christine Elliott, Nancy Shaw, who is the CEO of the Oshawa Chamber of Commerce, and Ken Shaw, who is the anchor of CTV News in Toronto. And there's a gentleman over here who was also one of those visionaries, Leo Plu, who just stepped down from as the executive director of the Ability Center at the end of December. Leo? The Durham Regional Police Appreciation Dinner and Awards Committee, PADAN as we call ourselves, annually recognizes outstanding excellence in policing, courage, heroism at our annual dinner. When we look at the great athletes that are competing here this weekend at the Ontario Parasport Games, their coaches, and the families that support them, we see heroes and champions. You have shown tremendous commitment and courage to get here. While not everyone will leave with a medal this weekend, all of the athletes, their coaches, and their families will leave with a great sense of accomplishment, memories, and knowing that they competed to the top of their ability. They made new friends, and some of those friends will become lifelong friends. Everybody here wants to celebrate your achievements and tell you how proud we are of your effort and dedication. So enjoy this great showcase of athletic ability, compete hard, and know that we see you all as champions. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I bring greetings on behalf of the Board of Directors of Central Counties Tourism, and I want to welcome everyone to Durham Region. If this afternoon's sledge hockey game was any indication of what the roar is going to be, we are not going to be able to contain it this weekend. But what I'm hoping to do right now is maybe we could capture it. I need everybody out there to be the roar right now. Make as much noise as you can. I'm going to take a panoramic photo of this room, and we'll capture the roar at the opening ceremonies. Thank you, good luck, and we cannot wait to be the roar this weekend. Good luck. Let's try this one more time just in case.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Charles Bridle. I'm from the Rotary Club of Whitby Sunrise. I'm here on behalf of the 10 Rotary Clubs in Durham Region. Not only are we proud sponsors, but many of the volunteers here you see tonight are Rotarians, and if truth be known, probably somebody sitting beside you is a Rotarian in this room. I'd just like to thank you all for coming out and making this such a great sport, and we'll see you tomorrow at the games.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Stuart McReynolds, and I'm the President and CEO at Ability Centre. It's my distinct privilege to welcome you all to this very special evening and to our home, the Ability Centre. We could not be prouder to be a Games champion and the host site for the opening ceremonies of the Ontario Parasport Games. Our goal at Ability Centre is to bring together people of all ages and abilities to create an environment in which everyone, regardless of background or ability, has the opportunity to pursue their dreams and goals and to be recognised and celebrated as valued members within their communities. Ability Centre is more than this tremendous facility. We are an organisation committed to changing the landscape of inclusion and accessibility in communities across Canada, and to showcase the value and potential that every individual in our society has. The Ontario Parasport Games is an amazing example of the power of sport to bring out the best in all of us. You are all incredible athletes, and through these games, you are demonstrating the power of the values that make the Durham region and the province of Ontario such a special place. Dedication, teamwork, perseverance, a commitment to excellence, the joy of sport, and the incredible power of inclusion and accessibility for all. These values are part of each and every one of you who has come together for these incredible games. I would like to thank the Government of Ontario, the Region of Durham, the Games Organising Committee, our Ability Centre staff, and the many volunteers here tonight for the tremendous amount of time and effort you have committed in ensuring that the athletes competing have the best possible environment in which to perform. To our athletes, the stage is set, the fans will roar, and the memories of these games will stay with you for a lifetime. Seize the moment, and we wish you the very best of luck in your competition. Let the games begin.
Thank you, everyone. One last performance for you guys to end off this evening. We have a dance group that is based right here in Durham Region. Their programs promote positive self-esteem, confidence, and an active lifestyle, while educating, connecting participants to arts and culture of the African diaspora. Please welcome Afiwi Dance Group. Round of applause for them.
So that's not Yamena to make good to a papa. Zagadat.
Oh sister, I know be a rider. Give me one chance, make I be a fighter, provider. Toto for my man, make I be a pasta. Meaning Jumuti, make I be a sponsor.
Yamena to make good to a papa, and a penny is so at that's not Yamena to make good to a papa. Yamena to make good to a Bats get a cane.
Some more round of applause for our Fiwi Dance Group. I'm just loving all this Durham region talent on display tonight. We have athletes, we have musicians, we have arts and culture. Give it up for us. We can brag about ourselves tonight. Let's do that. Okay, one more final thing on our agenda tonight before we all disperse and go home and rest our voices so we can roar this weekend. It's lighting the cauldron. So once again, I'm going to ask Don Terry and Emmy Ahim to come up and light the fire. We're still doing that, correct? Lighting the cauldron? Okay. Just checking.
All right, the game's torch is about to be delivered to light our game's cauldron. Its light represents the spirit of the games, which will shine brightly in the faces and the actions of everyone involved. And it represents the competitive spirit that burns inside of all of us as well. Early in our preparations for these games, Whitby resident and national wheelchair basketball coach Mike Frogley advised us that to be successful in these games, we had to work as hard as the athletes are working to get here. So we've taken that to heart, and our volunteers have worked very, very hard. So tonight, as we bring the torch in to light the cauldron, we thought it appropriate first to be brought into an athlete and then handed to each one of our games organizing committee members. So without further ado, please help me welcome goalball athlete, former Paralympian, head of Ontario Blind Sports, Glenn Wade. Chair of Sponsorship, Kate Bird. And now, Shauna Bookall, Chair of Special Events. Ryan Camazuli, Chair of Sustainability. Gary McLean, Chair of Volunteers. Phil Mahar, Chair of Transportation. Delbert Mentions, Chair of Food. Brandon Pickard, Chair of Accommodations. Janice Robinson, Chair of Registration. Ernie Spraggs, Chair of Finance. Christina Sweat, Chair of Sport. Lori Tolling, Games Program.
This is for my Instagram, so I'm just indulging for 15 seconds. Hold on. You know it's official when you see the flame, right? How symbolic, how beautiful is that? These games are officially open. Round of applause. Yes, the games are open. Years and years of planning, and not only the planning, your training, your preparation as athletes, as coaches, as officials, to be prepared for this weekend, all of that is now. The moment is now. In closing, I have some people to thank. Our distinguished speakers. Thanks to our entertainers, Chair Strong, of course, the Highland Creek Pipe Band who started us off, Quinn Mills in the Common Era, and we just saw a Fiwi dance group, Miigwech, also to Kim Whitley for honoring us with that smudging ceremony, and to all the family and supporters who came out on a frigid windy, frosty Friday night. Thank you. Before we go, though, we have one special message for you. And this time it's from Canadian singer-songwriter Justin Hines. Justin has a rare genetic joint condition called Larson syndrome, and he uses a power wheelchair. He has performed at many fundraising events right here in Durham Region and supports a number of charities. He even founded his own, the Justin Hines Foundation. Their mission is to help people with disabilities. Let's take a look at the video.
Hey everybody, it's Justin Hines here, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for being here and for supporting the 2019 Ontario Parasport Games. How can you not support something that represents so much of what we're capable of as human beings? Things like courage and determination and a passion for something bigger than ourselves as individuals. It's a beautiful thing. So once again, thank you so much for being here, and let the games begin.
Gonna face the dark tonight. Gonna touch the starlight when I go. And if I know the feeling's right, then I found my place to go. Gonna face the dark tonight. Gonna tell them I am on the rise. Love no longer out of sight. Silver linings in my come out to play, you come out to play. I'm living it down again. I'm bringing it back someday. Say courage. Won't you come out to play, you come out to play. I'm living it down again. I'm gonna need to call your friends. So here's the hope and I find you along the way. Gonna ride alone tonight. Gonna slay the demons in my way. 'Cause now I know the feeling's right. The cause of freedom's here to stay. Gonna ride alone tonight. They will know the battle's all been won. Faith no longer out of sight. My heart pulling into the sun. Yes, courage. Won't you come out to play? Come out to play. I'm living it down again. I'm bringing it back someday. Say courage. Won't you come out to play? Come out to play. I'm living it down again. I'm gonna need to call your friends. So here's the hope and I find you along the way. Yeah. And if I take it all for granted, I can throw it all away. So I wanna leave the world better when I'm gone. And I know the morning after will bring another day. So this is my revival song. It's my revival song. Yeah. Oh, I said courage. Won't you come out to play? Won't you come out to play? I'm living it down again. But I'm bringing it back someday. Say courage. Won't you come out to play? Come out to play. I'm living it down again. Well, I'm bringing it back someday. Say courage. Won't you come out to play? Come out to play. I'm living it
Athletes, are you ready? A little bit louder for me. Are you ready? And with that powerful message from Justin Hines, we know that you guys are going to go out there and give your all. We are going to be behind you 100%. Do your best. I want to thank you for joining us this evening. To the athletes, organizers, and volunteers, best of luck this weekend. Cannot wait to see you guys do your thing out there. Everything that you put out is about to happen, and I'm so excited for you. So I'll ask everyone to stand as the athletes make their way out and officially let the games begin.
And if I know the feeling's right, then I found my place to go. Gonna face the dark tonight, gonna tell them I am on the rise. Love no longer out of sight,